For even the most experienced professionals, the prospect of networking with peers can be a daunting one, and many people are often intimidated by the fear of an awkward conversation, or even how to approach a networking target without appearing insincere. However, if you can get over the nerves and prepare correctly, networking at industry events can really help you enhance your career prospects, build your confidence, and allow you to get a better understanding of your industry. Remember, you don't always have to be a confident extrovert to succeed at networking, and there are lots of ways to prepare before you start. So here are a few tips to bear in mind. You can usually visualize how you will approach people by rehearsing a short, informal way of introducing yourself. Limit yourself to 45 seconds to describe the core details of your current role clearly and concisely. It's also worthwhile familiarizing yourself with the background of your networking targets and their company, as well as some current industry news and trends, so you have topical material to refer to in conversations. If you're new to networking and are intimidated by the idea of approaching new people, try and seek out familiar faces first to build up your confidence and practice your approach. Why not begin by approaching friends, university alumni, or former colleagues who might have contacts in your field? This way, you can be introduced by a mutual acquaintance rather than approaching someone cold when you're not that well acquainted. You can also use these existing contacts to practice your delivery and opening lines. If you're struggling to think of ways to initiate a conversation, why not mention that you've read an article they've recently written or shared, or that your LinkedIn profile shows you went to the same university or have a similar work history. You can also try referring to any relevant industry news or developments in order to show off your knowledge and gauge their opinion on the topic. Networking is largely about listening, figuring out the needs of others and connecting them with people in your network who you think can help. Successful networkers often rely on sharing advice or recommending services before they can really begin discussing their own backgrounds and ambitions. As tempting as it may be to push your own agenda, by letting it take a backseat, you're more likely to make the best first impression. Instead, try and build a rapport with people by asking about what they're currently working on, or whether you can help with a particular task, or introduce them to someone they might need. Just remember to avoid asking attendees about vacancies or future positions, and never offer people your business card unless they ask for it. Building lasting professional relationships takes time, and you're unlikely to forge connections at a networking event with superficial chat. Don't try to charm everyone in the room. Instead, focus on building rapport with a few key influencers and consider asking thoughtful and genuine questions to spark lengthy conversations. Remember that you need to know your subject and give the person you're speaking to a reason to continue the conversation. Asking for their opinion on a topic you're particularly knowledgeable about can be a good way to ensure your responses are strong and informed. It's also worthwhile asking about what they like about their current role, as this is likely to spark an engaging conversation. Remember that 70% of all communication is non-verbal, so you should also take into account your body language and be sure to stay engaged. If you've managed to come away from an event with new contacts, consider following up with an email or LinkedIn connection request a day or two after the meeting or event. If the conversation is going well, don't hesitate to pull out your phone and connect with them there and then. When it comes to staying in touch and keeping the conversation going, try and use email and social media. Pass on relevant industry-related information whenever you can, and try and respond to anything they've shared with likes and insightful remarks. Also, if you're attending another event, don't be afraid to ask for a delegate list beforehand so you can check to see if any of your new contacts are attending. Finally, our top tip would be to understand how and when to move away from a conversation if things aren't going to plan. If the person isn't interested and is being short with their answers, don't panic. Read the signs and just politely move on.